So that's just sort of like one thing I would do, and just take an idea like this. And then I remember I started getting into these polyrhythmic things, where you have a groove like that going at one tempo, but then you add these odd time signatures on top of it. I'll give you an example. That groove goes, and I would start working on subdividing it with like bars of 5/8 and 7/8 on top of that, which would be something like 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. That's 5. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Or 7. Try to do that over 4/4 though. So you hear how that feels. It's a completely different kind of a groove, and that's for the rhythm stuff. And then you can do the same thing with soloing. You take an idea, and I would take an idea and I would just work on it and evolve it, until finally, I'd come up with something weird. And then that would become part of my musical vocabulary. For instance, let me see. Okay. Let's take the idea of trills, where you flutter the note. If I just sit and do nothing but that for an hour, say, obviously not right now, I'm going to come up with something that I haven't done before. It's inevitable. And so would you if you did it. And then you just work on that until you fascinate yourself with some of the weird things you're coming out with. It's like finding a little thread and kind of pulling it, and knitting a sweater. And then that will work its way into your playing. So I'll just fool around a little bit with that now. Now, obviously, I wouldn't stand there in a solo and just do that all night. It would sound like an idiot. But there's other things. The other day I was playing around with some cool things. I'll show you this one thing. But really, like I say, it's just a matter of sitting and focusing on it for a long time. I'm just giving you a few minutes of it. But what happens, like I say, odd things start happening. I've been doing this kind of thing the other day where it involves a whammy bar. And is that for me? And then, well, I'll show you. And you can do that too. Anyway, the idea is, like I'm saying, is you sit and, my concept for that was, okay, try just using the bar and creating a melody. It's difficult at first, obviously, but then you keep working on it and working on it. You come up with things that really work and that make sense, and you work them into your playing. And by focusing on it without, letting your mind wander for like an hour, like I say, you come up with things, and then they just work their way into your playing, and they're unique, because by sitting and doing it, like if I was to just say, okay, I'm going to play these two notes for an hour, and I'm going to focus, and I'm going to only play those two notes, but I can do anything I want with them.